Good evening. I'm Al LaBelle. I'm the Benefits Protection Team Leader. And tonight, we're going to be doing the DAV legislative resolution process. So let's get started. We've got a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. So what is a resolution? So it's a petition to the government to take a course of action that we feel will be in the best interest of America's service-connected disabled veterans, their dependents, and survivors. And tonight we'll divide this into three categories: the importance of a DAV resolution, the DAV resolution process, and writing new resolutions, and we'll talk about existing resolutions. So let's go. The importance is all our positions are based on resolutions that are passed at the National Convention. Those are the National Legislative Program. All the local or state resolutions that are passed at the State Convention are our resolutions depending on that pertain to state issues. So basically, a resolution shapes our stance on critical veterans issues and policy concerns. It is our collective voice to improve and protect veterans' benefits, healthcare eligibility, and access. That is the importance of a resolution. It is also one other thing that it's very important for, and that is Commanders Action Network. And in 2021, there were 47 action alerts sent out based on our resolutions. 400,000 emails were sent to our congressional legislators. And that resulted in 18 bills being passed into law. So now we'll touch on the resolution process. So chapters, committees, and each department can write resolutions. Resolutions can involve issues locally at the state level or the federal national level. A local issue will pertain to issues like property tax credit. We have currently a Wisconsin veteran and surviving spouse property tax credit eligibility expansion resolution, which we've been working on. Another one is hunting and fishing licenses. And also UW has an MIA recovery and identification project, which we have a resolution on that we support. So federal resolutions are ones that relate to federal programs under the jurisdiction of the government, mainly the Department of Veterans Affairs. Now, for some employment programs, we would have resolutions that might pertain to DOL, or Department of Labor, such as the VETS program that they have. The resolutions on a federal level, the ones that pertain to VA is divided into three integers: Veteran Health Administration, Veterans Benefits Administration, and the VA National Cemetery Administration. So the first two, compensation for veterans and education and employment, fall under what is called VBA, or the Veterans Benefits Administration. All resolutions that we pass pertaining to federal issues must be submitted to the DAV National Legislative Director. So here's the process, done with an arrow here. So you have an issue that you feel is important, that needs to be addressed, and it fits our mission scope. You would submit a resolution to your chapter. The chapter would in turn have discussed the resolution. A motion would be made and seconded. Then it would be discussed. When the discussion is finished, it would be voted either yay or nay. And if it's yay, the resolution would move up to the department for consideration and approval which would be at our state convention. This year it's June 9th to the 12th, I believe, in Green Bay. So the resolutions there mainly go to the Benefit Protection Team Committee. However, some will go to either the Rehabilitation Hospital, Women Veterans Committee, and Employment Committee. So the resolutions that are approved by the body at our state convention that are federal are, as was mentioned, sent to the National Legislative Director, and they will be assigned to convention committees at the national. And those resolutions that are approved can become our legislative program. So it's a very simple process, starting with you. Writing a resolution. Before you start to consider writing a resolution, make sure that you have read the DAV Statement of Policy. So just so everyone understands the legislative process, we have many service programs that are open to all veterans, free of charge. The one area that is specific is in the legislative area. DAV only represents disabled veterans, their families, and survivors, period. That's all we represent. We don't represent active duty. We don't represent the National Guard. We don't represent retirees. We represent disabled veterans, their families, and survivors. So the resolution needs to fit that scope. Please keep that in mind when you're writing one. All right, there are two types of resolutions needed for upcoming year, every year. You can submit an existing or current resolution. Resolutions that are passed at the state and the national convention are not passed in perpetuity. They do not last forever. So each year, the important ones need to be resubmitted and voted on. Or you can write a brand new resolution. So we can only support or oppose issues that we have resolutions on. So we generally need most existing resolutions to be introduced each year. Like last year, as an example, the department submitted 71 resolutions. 69 of them were existing resolutions. 2 of them were new. Current resolutions can be found on the DIV website in the 2021-2022 legislative program. And there's the link that you can click on. Incidentally, anyone wants, there will be a PDF of this presentation that will be available, and we'll be more than happy to send them to you. So writing a resolutions, they're divided into 3 sections: title, whereas a justification clause, and the resolve clause. So let's start with part 1, the title. We need to keep it concise, clear, and simple. It simply states the intended purpose of the resolution. Part 2 is the whereas or justification. There can be many whereas clauses. They give background, the facts, and state the problem. Part 3 is the resolve clause, which I left off the slide. So basically, it would be DAV Wisconsin at convention in Green Bay, Wisconsin, resolves that, whatever the issue is, it would give the resolution. So there's 3 sections. Again, there's the title, and this is an example of one. The title, this has to do with Social Security numbers. When we all go to the VA, they ask for our last name and the last 4 digits, 3148. But also, when they send you a letter, many letters contain your Social Security number up in the corner. So therefore, there's a resolution saying that that needs to go. And VA has talked about removing it. for many years now, and in some cases it's still not being done. So anyways, the resolution's title is support legislation to remove the veteran's personal identification information from his or her claim identification. Whereas an individual's social security number is assigned at birth and is directly linked to bank accounts, income taxes, and all personal credit references. And whereas the Department of Veterans Affairs, or VA, promised many years ago to discontinue using veteran social security number as the veteran's claim number. Now, therefore, be it resolved that DAV in National Convention assembled in Tampa, Florida, July 31, August 3rd, 2021, that the VA discontinue using social security numbers and properly assigning a C or claim number to all veterans who have or will file a disability claim with the VA. So that's a very simple one, and that pretty much covers the 3 different sections. So here's some potential ideas that have been brought up. Contaminated water at Hawaii bases. As you well know, the drinking water at Pearl Harbor is now contaminated with oil, and there's some other long-term healthcare. Employment would be another area. But anyways, those are just some ideas to possibly think about writing resolutions on. So to recap, the resolution webinar, we talked about the importance of DAV resolutions, the DAV resolution process, writing new resolutions and existing resolutions. So if you are going to write a resolution, and we're urging each chapter to submit a resolution. And if you don't have one that you can think of on your own, each chapter will be given an existing resolution, and we urge the chapter to submit it. Again, you would do it by having a member motion to accept said resolution. You would need a second. There'd be a period of perhaps, if it's an existing one, it shouldn't require too much discussion. Once the discussion period is over, you would vote either yay or nay. Yay, it would be forwarded to the department for discussion at the state convention. So the deadline is May 26, 2022. And you would send it to DAV state headquarters, and that's the email address. So with that, thank you. My contact information is up there. Feel free to call, send me an email if you have any questions on resolutions, the process, their importance, whatever questions you have, I'll be more than glad to answer. Or you can call headquarters, and they always get a hold of me if needed.